Welcome back to Old War Stories with Uncle Jay. This one is entitled School Lunch. I don't really have too much to this story. It's going to be a quick one. This was when I was in elementary school, so this is ranging from about 86 to 91, 85 to 91, somewhere in there. 85 to 91. Sounds about right. For the first 3 years that I recall, yeah, the first 3 years in elementary school, my parents paid for the school lunch. They would serve all kinds of stuff. Now, I have reports from kids in other school districts. They fed us the pig slop. These other districts at that time were serving up fucking gourmet meals compared to the shit we were served. You'd get like a piece of fried chicken. Was it bad? No. You would get spaghetti and meatballs. You would get some kind of piece of meat of some kind, like beef, with a vegetable and a thing. Very, very basic stuff. And Fridays were almost always pizza, which I found interesting because, at least here on Long Island, Friday night is pizza night for a lot of families. So the pizza places are always slammed. We also do have the best pizza in the world, but that's another story entirely. Anyways, the school lunches were edible but not incredible. We'll put it that way. And I remember one kid had his lunch tray and fell off the table. I don't know if they replaced it for him or what, and it turns out that it was spaghetti and meatballs that day, so that fell on the floor. But one thing that we noticed was that the meatballs bounced. We just found it interesting as little kids, but they bounced. I don't know if I would make meatballs if they would bounce. I know uncooked they wouldn't because it would absorb the energy because it's still raw. Cooked, maybe, I guess it can. It was just odd and interesting and funny to us as kids. And there was also another time that I was eating said pizza, which was the square kind, and there was a bone in the chine on top of the pizza. That's what I called it. It wasn't. I don't know what it was, but it was hard and inedible. You also had the option of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and after that, that's kind of what I ate every day. And that actually is kind of the end of the story. It sort of segues into more on the school lunch subject, but I'm not going to tell those today. So it was just kind of an interesting thing that we were served the slop of the slop, and it wasn't ever very good. It was edible but not incredible. The meatballs bounced, and there was a bone in the chine on the pizza that wasn't a bone after all. It wasn't good. But one other little anecdote that I can tell you is a kid that I went to school with, whose name was Steve. There were a couple of them, but this is That Steve, not the other Steve. I kind of knew this, but didn't really know this, is the lady at the counter who would take the kids' money, or if they knew that they had a paid account or something like that. There were no computers in that. It was a register. You just tell them paid, and they'd find out if you weren't, but there were no computers or anything. The lady who would kind of get everything together for you and ring you up was Steve's mother. I talked to Steve. We were never really like friends. Like, we didn't go to each other's houses. And we didn't talk often, but we really didn't have any problem with each other. Oh, hey, did you hear about... Oh, yeah, Mr. Schick is giving a test, something like that. I don't know, I'm really worried about this one. We just little schoolyard shits like that, It turns out that he grew up and made a life for himself, as we all kind of did. And the whiff found him on Fuckbook. So, she sees it's his birthday. Happy birthday, because she knows him as well. And his mother has passed away. That's sad. Of course, our parents, with us Gen Xers, they're not getting any younger. But she died kind of early, so that kind of sucked. But, and I kind of hate to leave it off on a bad note, but there was a little something I used to say, or I wanted to say about her, that was really nice. So, Steve, if you're watching this, which I know you're not, they used to serve these little cups with, like, cherries in them. They were out of a can, I think. But one day, I had it there, and she knew who I was, and she says, "Do you want some whipped cream on that?" I said, "Really?" She said, "Yeah, I have it right in the refrigerator. Here." And she went behind her, and she opened this big stainless steel industrial thing, and she put the whipped cream on it. I said, "Wow, thanks." "Yeah, no problem." "Oh, I'm paid." "Right, yeah, gotcha, no problem." And that was that. And then the next day that she was working, that I came up there for lunch, and I got that. "You want the whipped cream?" "Yeah." And she used to do it. She didn't ask the other kids, she only asked me. That I ever saw of the other kids online. That was really nice. Anyway, that's all I have on this one on school lunch. Again, there's other stories I'll tell another time, but that's going to do it for right now. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.